Good evening. This is the Town of Barnstable Waterways Committee meeting for Tuesday, the 25th of August. We have all board members present. We have Greg Egan, Gary Schramick, Jacob Angelo, and Todd Willantis, and myself, Paul Everson. Before we get going, I have to advise that tonight's meeting is being recorded. And if anybody is recording this meeting, please make their presence known to the chair. Sorry, I'm on a little technical difficulty. I have a computer that's acting up. So, Jay, can you still hear me?
I can hear you, yes, sir.
Okay, great. So we'll start off with the approved minutes from the workshop on May the 12th. Everybody had a chance to take a look at that. I'll entertain a motion to accept them.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that for May 12th.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Greg. Our next meeting minutes to be approved were those of May the 19th. If everybody has a chance to review those, I'll also entertain a motion to accept those as written.
I just had a couple questions and maybe an edit to the minutes.
Okay.
My first question, this video was not retained, correct?
Is that the meeting? I think my computer crashed like 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Yeah, we lost the video for that up to the cloud, unfortunately. We had the last couple minutes with Brian when he took over.
Yeah, it's no problem. So I just know that in the minutes I didn't see anything about this, but I thought it was an important thing to add to the minutes, considering, normally you can kind of be a little bit lackadaisical with the minutes. Nothing against the staff or anything, just saying, but when there's a video, it doesn't have to be as precise. But I would just like to add, since we don't have a video, that a Brian Taylor had stated that a mooring could be transferred as long as it had to do with public benefit. Regarding the Nate Van Duzer transfer to Barnstable Marine, and how that was allowed because it's a benefit to the public. And I just wanted to add that in there.
I don't think that's accurate. I got cut off during that, Jacob. And we've talked about this a lot. I don't want to really
Well,
revisit
I
it.
asked, not to interrupt you, but I asked specific because I remember this specifically, and I had written down notes because I know that the recording had stopped and stuff. So I have handwritten notes from this, and I had asked, how is this allowed? And Brian Taylor responded by saying, well, it has to do with something that's beneficial to the public. So
When they look at commercial moorings and the reasons to grant them when they get approved or denied, one of the factors is how does it benefit the town?
but this is a transfer from a
Yeah,
private individual
right.
to a
So
LLC. So I'm just asking whether, I don't really care. Like, I'm just asking for what was written in my notes and what was not
okay.
in the video that doesn't exist. So if anyone really, like, if everyone wants to contest it and say that that didn't happen and I didn't write it down and I'm just completely fabricating it, then go for it. But I'm just saying.
Okay. So I'm going to stop it there and ask Jay, is there any chance of recovery of any of that last portion that Jacob's referring to?
So unfortunately, since we've had to go to this breakout room format, the way that the meetings get recorded, when my computer personally crashes, we lose that data. If we were in the regular Zoom meeting, I believe it's 50-50 one way or the other. I believe it goes to the cloud when we're in a regular Zoom meeting, therefore it can be recovered. Unfortunately, the breakout room here, it was on my PC and it was lost.
Okay, so we'll just make that addendum to the minutes that Jacob proposes, what he had just reiterated. Is that okay with you,
that
Jacob?
transfer could be available as long, it could happen as long as it is of benefit to the public, was what I had it verbatim written down.
Right,
As
and that has happened in the past too.
Mhm. Thank you.
Okay, so do we have we had an approval on that one?
Well, just a quick point of order. The harbor master's office seemed to say that wasn't accurate. So I would just defer to them on that.
I can't speak to what Brian exactly said. In terms of transfers and what Jacob is specifically talking about is the very few times where we have had commercial mooring permits transfer from one business to another, like from PEX, Beacon Marine.
No,
So
no,
there,
no, 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 Jay, you're mistaken.
okay.
You're mistaken completely. What I was referring to was a individual mooring from Nate Van Duzer that got an individual person mooring in his personal name and then transferred it to Barnstable Marine. And it
Mhm.
says clearly that you guys have said multiple times that it can only be transferred to like next of kin or immediate family members or whatever. Well, technically, Barnstable Marine, even though it is his immediately family-owned business, is an LLC or S corp or whatever. It's not his father's name
Mhm.
that that mooring went to. And so when I asked how was that allowed, Brian responded by saying, as long as it benefits the public. So I just want that on the record. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, that wasn't a
I took
transfer.
accurate notes.
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. Um, maybe you guys didn't really think about it that much, or maybe that didn't mean much to you guys, but considering the circumstances with the commercial moorings and how we weren't really given a chance to talk about those. I would just want on the record, like I'm trying to figure out what's going on precisely with the rules and the regulations and the motivation behind certain things.
So in that particular case that you just described, what happened was somebody was on the wait list, they got permitted as an individual, and then they came to Waterways and asked to turn that into
Jay, I just would like to,
commercial mooring,
what
right?
I'm asking for is to correct the record or to have the
Yeah.
record reflect. I'm not trying to debate like anything. I'm just trying
Okay.
to, we're getting off track here. I'm sorry, Mr. Chair. I just would like to
Okay, we will,
have it in my notes, and that's all I'm asking.
okay, that would be fine. What we'll do is we will just skip this then on this meeting, and we will have a discussion to approve these records when the harbor master is available. You're saying he said one thing, you're saying it was
Harbor
something
Master is
different.
here. Brian is here tonight.
Yeah, Brian, would you like to speak to that? I got cut off on that section of the meeting.
Good evening, Brian Taylor, Harbor Master. I don't remember exactly what was said in that meeting, but in the past, commercial yard mooring permits have been transferred from certain companies to others. So I don't exactly remember the Van Duzer and or Barnstable Marine Service,
Well,
but
they
they.
got a commercial mooring. That's why I'm trying to clarify what we're talking about. But
Mhm.
they had an individual mooring that was awarded to commercial. They turned it into a commercial with
Correct.
approval of the waterways.
Correct. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And I was just curious, since like we're hearing all about you cannot transfer a mooring unless it's to an immediate family member. Yet this is technically somebody's private mooring transferred to a business. And I have no problem. I voted for this. I approved it and everything. Go back into the records, and I wasn't against it at all. And that's not what I'm against. I just want to know why is, since we've been shot down with the commercial fishing and aquaculture moorings.
You guys weren't shot down.
No, listen, Jay, listen, let me get my, I'm just saying, I would like to know, I would like the record to reflect what was said, because I brought up what happened. And I guess like you could bring it, the chairs can make the decision to bring this back to next meeting, or I would like to make a motion to
Okay,
adjust the things, the minutes that reflect that a transfer outside of immediate family is acceptable as long as it's a benefit to the public, is what Brian Taylor said. That's all I'm asking to add. I'm just asking to add something to the minutes that because we don't have video recording. It's that
okay.
simple. It doesn't have to be.
What we will do is we will defer approving the minutes for May 19th, 2026. And we will give the Harbor Masters Department uh, some time to see if they can find what was said or any other recording of that. And if nothing, then we will bring this meeting, these minutes back up at our next meeting. Okay?
Sounds
So
good.
let's move on to June 23rd, 2026. I'll
Make a
accept.
motion to approve June 23rd minutes as presented.
Thank you, Greg. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, Jacob, thank you. All in favor? We'll have a roll call on that one. Jacob, yes.
Aye.
Gary? Okay, Greg?
So Paul, this is we're approving the 12th and the 23rd, correct?
Yes,
With this vote.
12th and 23rd, and we're going to leave the 19th out for research and
Yes.
correction if necessary.
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Okay, and I'm in favor as well. Gary, are you there?
Paul, point of order. I don't think Todd's here. Just FYI, I think at the attendance at the top of the meeting, we called him in.
Okay, yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm just working off of an iPhone here and my computer crashed, so thanks for pointing that out. I did see Gary's name. Gary, do we have you there?
Yes, sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, thank you. And your vote on approval of the minutes for the 12th and the 23rd?
Yes, approved.
Okay, thank you. Next up, we have a notice of intent. The applicant, Paul Graves, Senior Project Manager of the DPW. Project location is Crable Beach Road Bridge over the Centerville River. Representative of Amanda Hool from Ty and Bond. The project is the town proposes to undertake the repair and rehabilitation of the Crable Beach Road Bridge to address multiple deficiencies observed during the comprehensive visual inspection conducted by Ty and Bond. Do we have a representative for that project?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, my name is Paul Graves. I work for the Department of Public Works, Town of Barnstable. And I know that the agenda indicated Amanda Hool would be here. I don't see her in my list on the screen here, but one of her colleagues, Eric Ohanian, is here with the consulting firm Ty and Bond, and I would appreciate your deference to let him basically take the reins on this discussion, please.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Paul. My name is Eric Ohanian. I'm the project manager for this project on behalf of Ty and Bond, bridge engineer by trade. So we're looking to repair the Craigville Beach Road Bridge. So I do have the presentation that was presented to the Conservation Commission, if it would be helpful for me to share my screen.
I'm
Sure.
sorry, Eric. I made Paul a co-host before we started. I didn't realize you were going to be presenting. And with the breakout room, there's no way to do it, right, Alicia? There's no way to make you a co-host afterwards. I apologize.
Well, what I can certainly do afterwards is circulate a PDF of the presentation, but I can describe the project in the meantime.
Yes, go ahead.
So, so the Craigville Beach Road Bridge was originally constructed in the 1920s and then widened in the 1960s. It was replaced in the late 1990s, and at this point, it is ready for repairs. So we are working with DPW to get on top of the deficiencies that have been observed at the bridge. So those generally consist of cracking in the concrete, bridge rail deterioration, and riprap repairs along the edge of the structure. So the riprap protects the structure from undermining, and over time, some of that riprap has been dislodged. We are planning to repair the bridge till it meets current standards, and as part of that, the most impactful to the waterway is the riprap repairs. So as part of the riprap repairs, there are best management practices that need to be deployed, such as including a turbidity curtain, localized cofferdams, and sediment containment systems. And with that, in order for the contractor to have access, there will be time of year restrictions based on fish passage. But then also for vessel passage, we've been coordinating with the harbor master's office on allowing winter work. So we would make sure that vessel passage is maintained. Let me pull up the dates specifically. From May 1st through October 31st, vessel traffic would be maintained, and then the work would be conducted after November 1st and be completed by April 30th. As of right now, the project is planned to go out to bid and construction later this year, with work commencing in early 2027, pending the ability to meet the time of year restrictions.
Okay, Eric, what about length of the projects? Multiple years? Gonna get this done in 1 year? How long will it take?
Yep. So that's the goal, is to get it all done in one season, in 1 year. So that's the goal.
All right, we're primarily concerned with navigation. Are you gonna have big barges in there in the off season, or is anything gonna be affected on the land side with traffic?
There will be some traffic disturbances. So as part of this, one of the bridge rails will be replaced, and the contractor is going to need access with equipment. We do have in our drawing package a temporary closure for lanes. So we'll have one lane of alternating traffic, but we will maintain traffic through the site. It just won't be 2 lanes at all times. But then in terms of vessel passage down below, there would be a barge. So that's part of the proposal, is to have a barge and then have the contractor be able to have equipment on the barge. And that would be within a turbidity curtain underneath the bridge, essentially, and staying within the town's right of way. So during that time that a barge is in place, there wouldn't be other vessel traffic.
Okay, and roughly would that be during the winter months?
Correct.
Okay. All right, I would just say that through the Harbor Masters Department, just notification to other local contractors that utilize that area or have clients up in that area, whether it be dock building or floats or anything like that, just proper notification for the anticipated closure would be should be noted and notified to those different companies.
We can include that.
Thank you. Questions from committee members?
I'm sorry, this is Greg. Mr. Ohanian, could you confirm, so the dates that no vessel traffic could could go through the bridge would be the entirety of your repair time, or would it be specific times within the window that you described?
It would be specific times within the window. We're going to keep the window to be November 30th through April, sorry, November 1st through April 30th. But it would just be limited portions within that time frame.
Okay, thank you.
This is the bridge that comes, you know, from the penny candy store down to like Craigville Beach, like when you go over
Exactly.
Sorrow River or something.
Let me just share my screen. I'm sorry, I should have done that earlier for you guys.
Like the back of the Centerville River, correct?
Yes, also known as Bumps River.
Yeah, okay. Well, Bumps River goes north, actually, I think. So this
Yes.
Eric, are we looking at the correct one now?
Correct. Yep,
Yep.
it's just to the north of the beach parking lot area.
Hmm.
So there's a couple of small boats up here, but
Not much.
yeah, not many. I know this guy right on the corner. I always see him. Yeah, I don't see a major impact to navigation. The Harbor Master Department doesn't have any concerns as proposed.
I'll make a motion to recommend to approve this project as presented.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I have a second? No other questions?
Second,
All right, Greg, thank you. We'll do a roll call vote. Greg,
yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Jacob,
Yes.
and myself in the affirmative. Okay, thank you. Next up, we have an appeals on a mooring that was denied. Alicia Secor denied for the over 40 guideline, and I believe that is in Katuitt on off of the Ropes Beach.
That's correct, sir. Yes. And
Okay.
I believe Alicia is here tonight.
I am.
There you go.
Would you like me
Welcome.
to? Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for having me this evening. Thanks to the committee and to Jay for your responsiveness. So I'll make this very brief. I know you guys have a full agenda and you're really busy. Appreciate all that you do for Barnstable. Just a little bit of background. So we've had this mooring in Katuitt Harbor right off of Ropes for 50 years. It's been in the family. Learned how to sail. We bought our first boat from Peck. It was a Tanzer 16. My parents took us out in March, which was crazy. But I have a passion for sailing. My family and I are out on our boat every weekend. We have right now, it's a Sabre 39-footer. And I am seeking approval to upsize to get a bigger boat. And requested the change of vessel, and here I am to kind of defend, you know, my rationale and my ask. My mooring provider originally was Peter Murray, now it's Steve Murray. He knows me and my family well. He knows the mooring. I did reach out to him first and just said, can you assess swing room for where I'm located to see if I could upsize? He said, oh my gosh, you are in the perfect location. You're right on the outer edge of the field, and you could have swing room to accommodate, you know, up to 47 plus feet. No issue, you know, whatsoever. I also want to add that I really respect the regulations and am trying to go through the process, you know, according to the rules. So, I've had a few discussions, you know, with Jay, and he suggested that I come before you tonight and request approval to upsize. I've been looking at sailboats, you know, 43 to 46 feet. And just maybe a little bit of backstory, over this past weekend, I did put a bid, you know, on a boat 43 feet. With a contingency that I would have to get approval, you know, from my harbor master. And unfortunately, I lost the bid to another bidder because the seller was concerned about that risk. So I just wanted you to know I'm going through the process. I play by the rules. Trying to think what else. You might ask, why are you looking to upsize? We love sailing and we're out there every weekend, sometimes during the day for a day sail with friends. My husband's retired now and we need a little bit more room. He's a little older, I'm a little older. We like to be able to bring another couple with us. We do overnights in Katuitt Harbor out by Dead Neck. We sail to the islands. And a little more space would just, be game changing for us. So I will pause there and see if there are any questions.
Okay, thank you. Jay, is that yellow dot accurate as to the current location?
It is, yeah. That's our 2024 data from Mrs. Secor. And then I just wanted to, I was out there the other days, guys. I've been in 3 bays a couple times this week. Let me just pull up this photo. Mrs. Secor, is this your boat?
No, that is it. Yep.
Is that it?
Yes, that is it.
Woohoo! I try to stick to the guidelines. I don't try to. I stick to the guidelines. As far as the public's concerned, the committee's concerned, you know how this works. Anything over 40 feet in Katuitt, I deny. I bring to you guys. I did suggest that she come here tonight to speak to the committee only because she's on the outside row where we have historically allowed for a little bit of wiggle room in terms of the sizing. We have several vessels in that area, over 40 feet, over 45 feet. They've been grandfathered in or permitted by this committee. She's in an exceptional location. The ask was for a 43 or a 45, something in that range. And here we are. I did talk to Steve Murray myself. I went out, looked at that location, several others. I don't have an issue with this, but again, it's up to the committee.
Okay, Jay, do you have any idea how many over 40 vessels we have? Let's say from the upper part of the Katuitt Town Dock all the way down to that area.
I couldn't tell you with accuracy, but I have some big boats on that outer row. And over the years, Mr. Murray, Bob Jensen, the guys that have some of the bigger moorings in that area. I've even worked with Crosby's and OHM. We've been moving some stuff around here. As you know, these fields are always changing. So we developed that outer row at the Katuitt Town Dock last year, and I think we have a 47 is maybe my biggest one down there. But I couldn't tell you with accuracy, sir. I'd say 6 to 10 boats in that 45-foot range.
Okay, thank you. Questions from committee members?
Is this is just like due diligence. I don't really have a problem with it, but would there be any like extremely large swim platform or something off the stern? A pulpit doesn't really pose a threat because that's between the pendant and the attached to the pendant and the thing, and is there anything hanging off the back that you were thinking of?
Yeah, great question. So, I mean, I have a passion for the classic boats, semi-custom. So I'm looking at Sabre, Tartan, outbound passports. In terms of an extension off the back swim platform, I wouldn't get anything that was intrusive, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, as far as an upper limit, I'd like to see some discussion on that. I would think, maybe not to exceed 45. Anybody have any further thoughts on something like that? Just to put a cap on it. I don't want to see a 59-foot show up there.
Yeah, that makes sense. My only, and I should probably stop talking, but there are some like Sabre boats that I would love to upgrade to, and they're 45, but they're 45'6". So maybe if the committee is willing to put a cap like 46, 47, I don't think I would ever go that big anyway. Um, because I'm the sailor. My husband is the navigator.
I don't have
Okay,
a problem with it.
okay. And from the Harbor Masters Department, Jay, do you have any particular concerns on the length of up to?
I think anything in that 45 range is very reasonable ask. Most of my boats have pulpits or swim platforms. We don't, that's the licensed servicer job to make sure that they account for the total amount of swing room they're going to need. So anything in that range, again, for this area is going to be fine for her. 45, 46, I don't see an issue with that where she is.
So would you say less than 47?
Yeah, I think we have to keep people close, right? We have these guidelines for a reason. They're really important down by the dock, guys, but fortunately where she is, it's a little deep water pocket that a lot of people don't want to be really down there. So she's kind of in a great location to upsize, and I feel like that's the benefit of this committee. It allows us to look at these individually and see if they make sense in that particular area. And where she is, for me, it does. She's got a lot of Katuitt skiffs to the north of her.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
going to
well,
try to clean up this fairway over the next couple of years because it's kind of drifted around a little bit. So you can see I've kind of got these two boats below her. Let's see where my mouse is. Oh, I hope it's not doing that again. All right. Anyway, underneath her, you can see those two boats that are kind of right in the middle of my fairway. And we're going to try to clean that up over the next couple of years. And to the north, these are a bunch of Katuitt skiffs above her, those little 14-foot boats. So this area could use some cleaning up. I don't want to particularly add any moorings here. We've got the Mosquito Yacht Club and a lot of sailing that goes on there. So I'm not looking to add any additional moorings here, but I think the area in general could be cleaned up. And I think she's in a great spot to go a little bit bigger.
okay. All right. I'll entertain a motion from a committee member to make a recommendation on this.
I'll make a motion to approve one-time exemption for Mrs. Secor relative to the request for a mooring for a boat for over 40 feet as advised by the harbor master.
Okay, Greg, and do I have a second on that?
I'll second
I'll
that.
second it.
Okay, Jacob, roll call vote, Greg,
In favor?
Jacob,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
and myself in the affirmative as well. Okay, you are approved. Just stay in touch with the harbor master and good luck hunting for your next boat.
Thank you so much. Thanks. See you out on the water. Bye-bye.
All right,
Thank you, Secor.
Okay, next, old business, nothing listed, so new business, we have the Prince Cove Marina waitlist lottery.
Good evening, Brian Taylor, Harbor Master for the town of Barnstable. So Prince Cove Marina, located in Marston's Mills, is one of our 4 marinas for the town of Barnstable. This year, I started offering slips in May. I had 3 slips that were available. I was only able to fill one of the spots, so I still have 2 vacancies, and I got through the entire wait list. And there's 26 people currently, actually 25 after one individual took it. So 25 people on the wait list. Presenting to run a lottery there within the next 6 months at Prince Cove. There are some stipulations with Prince Cove as far as the town E-code goes, the town bylaw. The individual that is a waitlist applicant must be a resident taxpayer, and there are no commercial, let me get to the right verbiage. No, there will be no passenger carrying commercial vessels allowed, and that was these regulations or town bylaws are put in effect when we purchased the property. So for the wait list, the past couple times we run a wait list lottery, we have done it online through Dojiggy. It's actually a great site, allows individuals to access right online and sign up for a wait list, excuse me, a lottery spot. So we're going to be opening that up to the public hopefully within the next 6 months here. We were really trying to aim towards the end of the summer when individuals were still around. But the good news is the wait list lottery is available online and people can access it and sign up for it remotely anywhere. So we're going to hone in on a date and update the committee in the near future. As far as the stipulations go with a resident taxpayer and no commercial carrying vessel, we are simply looking to put that on the description of the waitlist lottery. And then when an individual, if an individual is selected, if and when they are selected, part of the application process to be added to the waitlist would have to certify that they're a taxpayer and that they're not looking to run a commercial passenger vessel type of operation. So open to have any questions or concerns from the committee.
Brian, the slip that was offered on your wait list, how big was it?
So the slips are a little smaller here at Prince Cove. So I had 3 slips, one with a 18-foot length overall. I had one with a 21-foot length overall. And then the third one was also an 18-foot length overall. The majority of the time when I offer a slip, individuals are looking for a larger slip, especially in Prince Cove. Rarely do they become available. And I tell individuals if you're offered a slip and you can, potentially purchase a vessel to fit in that slip, or you have a vessel that fits in that slip, I would take it. There's an opportunity every year, as the Waterways Committee knows. We allow individuals that are currently slip holders to put a request in for a bigger slip. So there is an opportunity once you're a slip holder to potentially get a bigger slip if one becomes vacant. But the 18 to 21 range to answer your question.
Okay, thank you. Any questions by the committee members on this?
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead, Jacob.
So I'm pretty sure that, well, I know my name got called on the list this year, and I'm almost certain that I was told that it was a 14-foot slip. And this is like the second or third time that my name has been called for the lot or for the wait list at Prince Cove, and every time it seems to be like a very small slip. And when I asked about that, as Brian described, that um, once you have a slip, then you can request a bigger slip. But a 14 foot or a 17 foot, I mean, maybe a lot of people are sitting there waiting on this wait list for a 24-foot slip. Or I know there's like there's some plus 26, there's a 26-foot regulator, maybe plus in there. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting on the list, and it just sounds like I'll never, unless I like get a 14-foot boat and pay several $1,000s a year to put that boat, and then maybe one day I'll actually get the slip that I want. It just, to me and to other people, seems a little bit, maybe that's the best way to do it, but it just doesn't seem like it to some other people that, maybe as the slip comes up, that particular slip is the one offered on the lottery. Instead of just only getting offered the lowest slip, like somebody gives up a 26-foot slip, that doesn't go to the lottery. That goes to the people that put a request in for a bigger slip that already have slips. So you really have to pay to play a lot more, lot more, especially if you have a 17-foot whale and you're getting a 14-foot or a 24-foot boat and you're getting a 14-foot slip. So
Okay. Did you go down and look at the slip that you were offered, or?
I was offered a 14-foot slip. I mean, I
No one was offered a 14-foot slip this year. It was two 18s and a 21. Maybe previous years there were 14-foot slips offered, which there have been a few, but not this year.
Okay, well, maybe even if it was a 17, It's not really, I'm not really trying to argue about like what I was personally offered. It was more about how the process works, where if you have a 26-foot regulator and you're just sitting on this list because you really, really want one of those slips for a 26-foot regulator, it sounds like you're never really going to get one unless you get like a 17-foot whaler then. And then keep that whaler in the slip and then request. And so anyone on the wait list is just always going to get the small slip in the marina. I mean, to me, that just, it kind of seems counterproductive. You know, there's a lot of, very few people always want a 17-foot slip. There's all these bigger slips. So I'm sure I'm not the only person in there that has a mooring or something that is thinking, well, it would be really great to retire or something and put my boat on the slip. But you're never going to be able to do that. As you get older, you're not going to want a 17-foot whaler. So that's all.
Well, maybe, in one of our workshops, we can talk about considering amending how the slips are awarded. It's kind of a hierarchy or a grandfathering, but, again, the harbor master I know is, looking for that 100% occupancy, for the revenue. Okay. Any other comments on that? I'm hearing nothing. We're going to go to harbor master division fees.
Good evening, Brian Taylor, Harbor Master again. So with calendar year fee increases coming in the next few months, I'd like to propose to the Waterways Committee to potentially have a workshop in regards to Harbor Master Division fees. We could discuss it in one meeting, and that would be the September meeting. But I think from my past experience, it'd be nice to have a workshop in regards to potential fee proposals. And then also another Waterways Committee meeting, say the September meeting for me to present it, and then maybe have a workshop early October to discuss, any final details in regards to that. So for calendar year 2027, the Harbor Master Division will review all general fund and enterprise funds fees associated with our program costs and our Harbor Master Division as a whole. These fees will help offset expenses and long-term financial stability within our program. So again, look into in September, kind of present and talk about talk about fee increases and the different programs we're offering and fees that we have. And then in October, looking to have a workshop early October. Usually town manager fee increase proposals are sent middle of October by departments. So we would have to make sure we have it done by then.
Okay, would you like to pick a date in October?
Yeah, I was going to throw out October 6th, which is a Tuesday. You would have two meetings that month, but October 6th, and they'd be, separated by a few weeks.
Yeah, couple of weeks. Okay, committee members, look at your schedules. Is everybody agreeable to have a workshop October the 6th? Would you like that at 7 or do you want to go at 6?
I think we could do it at 6. Like again, I will be presenting and talking about fees in the September meeting. So this won't be like one meeting to talk about. But I think we could probably finish up with the Harbor Master fees and finalize everything by that October meeting. But 6 o'clock works.
Okay, fine. Thoughts from community members? Anybody have conflicts or can people make this one?
Could I just make a request to in this workshop also maybe include a discussion, as you just recommended, about how the transfers or how the wait list works for the slips, and then also maybe since we really didn't get much opportunity, or I didn't get any opportunity to present about the commercial moorings, maybe add that as well to the workshop.
I personally can't do that in October, guys. To me, it feels like I just had this commercial workshop for you guys. And we got a lot of work to do here. I got to get all through my offerings for the season. Our Trimble that we use for GISing isn't working, so we haven't done any of the moorings yet. I got a giant backlog of work over here, so to do something mooring related in October wouldn't work for me. I think that's
Could I
better.
present? Could I just
Yeah.
present? Could I present at the workshop? That's all. And then you could take as much time as you want to respond. But I just feel like there's been a lot of work in the background by my constituents and myself. And, when we had that workshop previously, and it was really set up to talk about the commercial moorings, and then it kind of got hijacked by the charter moorings or charter slips and then something else, and we were just pushed all the way to the end, and then really I wasn't given an opportunity to speak or really present what we were looking for, and it was just kind of shut down. So you don't have to do anything, Jay. I'm just asking, could I present at that workshop regarding commercial moorings and what the people of this town are looking for? And then also, as the chairman recommended in the last topic, could we also just talk about in there about how the process works, about when a slip is given up and put on the wait list, how that works?
Okay, I would recommend, Jacob, we just do that one separate. We're just gonna, we'll do this October one for the harbor master, since he's on a crunch time with the town and the town administrator as to any proposed fees that he needs to get in by the middle of October. And then maybe what we can do is just slate the next month in November, have another workshop. And
Okay.
we can talk about all things commercial, and I just don't want to have a bunch of folks at the same meeting, the same workshop, when the harbor master is trying to, extend it out just to get his fee proposals, whatever they are, and discuss that. We don't want to keep people hanging around, for a long time. So let's just separate them, keep it separate, and we'll set it in the October one. We'll set a date for November.
Anyway, we could just we could do the commercial mooring separate, but is there any way, since we're talking about fees and I'm assuming that associated with, docks and stuff like that, could we do the two in one? I mean, we got hijacked last time. I mean, maybe just like let's work, we don't have to have a meeting for everything, but the fees and the way that the wait list is shaken down, like maybe we could talk about that in the same. It's kind of the same. And then the commercial moorings, sure, separate. Jay's not ready for that, I guess. So if not, that so.
Yeah, I would rather just put all of the commercial stuff
Well, it's
together.
not all commercial. This for sure. All right.
Okay. So everybody else, everybody's good with October the 6th, 6 p.m. for that workshop for the harbor master fees?
Sure. Thank you. Yeah, I approve.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Greg?
I have a potential conflict, but let's keep this date because it's I need to get confirmed on it. But
Okay,
October 6th is.
okay, thank you. I don't believe we have any correspondence, so let's go to the harbor master report.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Jay Horn, Deputy Harbor Master here. Here we are, end of August, survived another summer, barely. We're trying to get through Labor Day here. We, like I mentioned, got kind of a backlog of work with the mooring stuff this year, a little behind with the GISing. Overall, it was a great summer. We, at this point, have lost all of our seasonals, have gone back to college, so we're actively discussing next year what we're going to do for staffing, for hiring, make sure we can have better coverage in the later end of the summer, going into the springtime here in the shoulder seasons. We did notify you guys about the movement of the no wake buoys and 3 bays. We haven't had any complaints this year from reorganizing those, so we're going to go ahead and keep them the way that we have them for 2026 moving forward. We'll get those permitted appropriately. And We'll get you guys out of here. In September, I'll try to put some numbers together for you from the summer, let you know what we did patrol wise, and then we'll give you a better report in September.
Great, thank you.
What were the
Uh,
changes to the no wake buoys?
We adjusted no wake buoys in 3 bays this year. We just we kind of slimmed them down a little bit. We got out of control there over the years, so we took some out, made it make more sense for people visiting the area, and it was well received.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, anything further on the harbor master report? That's it?
I'll do it, sir.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing further. Any committee members want to bring anything else forward? If not, I'll let you.
Yeah, I do have a question. This is Gary.
Go ahead, Gary.
Seems we had lost some of the recording on one of the previous meetings. Can we think of a backup plan in case somebody's computer crashes, somebody else can have a backup to initiate that call again?
Yeah, you know what we could do, Gary? I have to look into it. I'm not a tech guy. Maybe myself and Alicia Lazone could record the meetings on 2 computers so we have a backup in case something like that happens.
That's
I'll
great.
ask.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll ask Sarah Beal tomorrow how we could do that. Thank you for
Thank
that
you.
suggestion.
Okay.
Yeah, great point, Gary. Okay, anybody else? If not, I will.
Yes, Chair Everson, Chris Clark here as
Yes, go
liaison.
ahead.
Thank you very much. And I should have mentioned something to you sooner than this, but annual elections are usually in July, and it's part of the board committee and commission handbook. So perhaps it's appropriate to put that on the agenda for next month to have elections. The handbook says board committee commissions shall annually elect a chairperson, vice chair, and a secretary or clerk. The annual election shall occur in July of each year or as near as after an appointment of new members by the town council. It's the responsibility of the chair to notify the town council of changes in officers. So I know sometimes this goes by the boards, but I'm the liaison to Open Space and the Shellfish Committee, and they already had their elections and reaffirmed their chair appointments by election. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We will look forward to that. We'll talk about putting that on next month's agenda. I'll be
Thank you.
talking with the Harbor Master Department when we set up the agenda for the meetings. Anybody else? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Second.
Thanks, everybody.
Second.
Okay, thanks. Good night, everybody.
Thank you,
All
Paul.
right.
Thank
I
you.
believe you need a roll call because you're on Zoom.
Okay, Greg?
Angelo, I.
Gary,
Okay,
aye.
Gary. Greg, do we still have you? And I am in the affirmative too, so we have a majority. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.